Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So today I wanted to do a look for you that's just something I would do for the summertime. Summer is here and the weather is warm and I feel like life is kind of returning to some semblance of normal. So I definitely wanted to nail down like a good long-lasting makeup routine for the summertime. And I have products that just ensure that my makeup will stay in place really well, whether it is hot outside, whether I'm going to be gone for a while. So I wanted to share it with you guys in today's video. These are the products that I'll just reach for when I want my makeup to look good all day long. I also thought it would be fun to do like a simple day to night look and show you guys how I kind of take my look from day to night in just a few steps. Nothing too over the top, but if I do come home and I'm going on like a date night with my husband and I want to switch it up a little bit, there are a few things that I will do. So I hope you guys enjoy today's video. I do want to say thank you to Kiss for sponsoring a portion of today's video. I have been loving their magnetic liner and lashes. These are so good. They will change the game for you when it comes to lashes because they are so quick and simple to do. I've really been getting back into false lashes this year. I think they are just so much fun. They can transform your look. You can do something a little bit more subtle like I have on right now, and then I'll show you some of the more dramatic lashes in just a few minutes. But let's jump into it and I will show you guys my long-lasting makeup routine for summer. I'm going to kick it off with the Farsali Liquid Powder Oil Balancing Serum. During the summertime, I have to start off with some sort of mattifying primer, especially around my nose. That's where I tend to get the most oily. So I just take a little bit of this around my nose and in my T-zone, anywhere where my makeup tends to wear off during the summertime. So I've just been using the Kosas Concealer. I have the shade 03. When I initially bought this, I didn't like it under the eyes. I actually still don't love this under the eyes, but I do really like it as a spot concealer. And I've been dealing with some breakouts, some texture lately. My face has been red because I've been dealing with summer allergies apparently. So anyway, I just take this concealer and I just kind of dot it around anywhere where I'm dealing with redness or a breakout, and then I just blend it in and it stays in place so well on the skin. And I love using it under foundation because it is a little bit lighter, but it does have really, really good coverage. So if you are not a fan of applying foundation, you could honestly use this to spot conceal and then maybe blend it out with a damp sponge and you would get really even coverage and just set it into place with powder. And I feel like it stays in place really well because it is kind of meant, I mean, depending on what formula you get, it is kind of meant to dry down and lock down and not move. So it usually does make a good option if you're doing like quick makeup and you just want to blend it out instead of applying a foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I have the shade Fair Beige. I don't always want something super heavy on the skin, but sometimes I do still want coverage, and I want something that's going to last and stay in place well. So this one just kind of checks off all of those boxes. I'm just using the e.l.f. angled buffing brush. I will list all of the brushes that I use in the description box below. This one matches me pretty well. I've been having a hard time finding like an exact shade match when it comes to foundation because I mean, obviously over the past year and a half, a lot of us didn't leave the house too often, so I had just absolutely no semblance of a tan at all. My skin doesn't actually get too tan in the summer at all anyway. I just tend to get a lot of freckles, but whatever tan I did have is just absolutely gone. So even my lightest foundations are just slightly too dark for me. But anyway, I wanted to use this foundation in this video because it really is such a great option for the summertime. It's so lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. And if it's really hot outside or you have a long day, the last thing you want is like a super heavy, cakey foundation. So that's why I really like this formula. It does have a little bit more of a matte finish, and I do set mine with powder. But if you have maybe combo skin or slightly dry skin, I think if you just were to prep your skin with a moisturizing primer, you could still make this work well for you. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I have the shade Almond. This one is one of my favorites for days where I just want my makeup to stay in place well because even though it is more of like a hydrating, almost satin finish, it just lasts on the skin well and it wears really well throughout the day. I'm just going to take that brush I used to spot conceal and just kind of blend this out. I've been focusing a lot right in this center area. Like I said, my eyes have been very, very red, so I do feel like I need concealer. And then I'll just kind of blend it under and out. I usually just take it up between my brows so everything looks really seamless, and then in the center of my forehead as well, because this is where my foundation tends to break down a little bit. Next, I'm just going to lock everything into place with some powder. I am still using the Urban Decay Velvetizer. I haven't been able to find anything that works as well as this product, and I know a lot of you guys have told me that you found it on sale, and I appreciate you letting me know because I have been able to grab a few of them. I just have like a couple of these mini ones, but this powder is just so lightweight. It locks my concealer into place all day long. For the rest of the face, I'm just going to be using the Too Faced Peach Powder. This is my go-to powder because, again, it is very, very smoothing, but it ensures that my foundation will not move all day long. And I love to apply this with a damp beauty sponge. Right now, I'm just using the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I use this one and the Real Technique sponge interchangeably. So I do apply a good amount right in this area because this is where I tend to get the most oily. But the nice part about this powder is that because it is so lightweight, it just kind of melts into the skin. It locks your foundation into place so well, but it doesn't look heavy. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. It just looks very smoothing. Okay, so moving on to the eyes and the brows. For the eyes, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Citrus Fizz Quad. I repurchased this because when I initially got it in the mail, a few of the shadows, I think the shimmer shadows, were just a little bit broken, so I pressed them back together, but the more that I used it, the more they just kind of fell apart and crumbled. So that is one thing to keep in mind. I feel like the shimmers in here are really beautiful, just like a little bit crumbly, but I love the color story so much I decided to repurchase it when they were having a recent sale. So I already prepped my eyes with an eyeshadow primer and just applied a little bit of a matte shadow to set that into place. And I'm just going to go in with the lighter matte shadow as a crease color. I'm just going to do a very simple look today. So I'm just going to blend this one up as a transition color on the crease and then up to the brow bone as well. As always, I'm just going to do everything on the right eye and then I'll do the left eye off camera just to save a little bit of time. So I will be right back. Next, I'm just going to take a little bit of the darker shadow on the same brush and work that one into the crease. Again, I don't want to do anything too dramatic. I just want to define the crease just a little bit. I'm just going to take the shadows in the same order and run them on the lower lash line as well, just to tie things together. Next, I'm going to take the darker shimmer shadow and just place that all over the lid with my finger and just kind of blend it out. And then right on top, I'm just going to take the lighter one and just kind of pat that over the center of the lid and just kind of blend everything together. And that's it. It literally just takes just a few minutes and you have a complete look. Next, I'm going to go in with the Kiss Magnetic Liner and Lashes. I'm going to be using the style Charm for the initial part of the look. This has been my go-to style for day-to-day because it just gives you like long, fluttery lashes without being too intense. So I think it's perfect for day-to-day wear. I used to love false lashes back in the day, and then I kind of took a break from them and I've been getting back into them this year. I think they are so much fun. They just elevate your look. But for me, I've been having trouble with like the traditional eyelash glue and lashes. They just take a lot of effort to apply, and I just feel like I kind of make a mess or I'll get the glue in my eye. So this has been such a good alternative. So the first thing you do is just shake up the liner, and you just use this to line your eyes as you would with any other liner. It's very easy to work with. It's very dark and dramatic, so it just glides on super effortlessly. And I like this one because it does stay in place well. I always look for long-lasting eyeliners that don't move, and I never have an issue with this one. I'm going to show you guys how I apply this. I always have a hard time applying liner and talking at the same time, but as you can see in the clip of me applying it, it's just very easy to work with. So I like to apply this and then let it dry. So once the eyeliner is on, I just give it a few minutes to dry down completely, and then I apply the lashes. The lashes stay in place so well. They actually have really strong magnets. There are 5 different magnets on them. So when you apply these to your eye, they're going to lock into place fully from like corner to corner and right in the middle. Sometimes with traditional lash and glue, if you don't apply enough glue in a certain area, they'll kind of lift, especially on the ends. But because these magnets are placed right on the ends, these stay in place all day long. I wore them the other day for like 10 or 12 hours and I didn't have any issue with them throughout the day. So I'm just going to take the lash and then I'm just going to set it right on top. And even as you get it close to the eyeliner, you can see the eyeliner just kind of pulling it into place, and that's exactly how it goes. It's so simple and easy. So again, I just kind of bring it close to my eye and I let the magnets do the work, and I just make sure they are all firmly in place. and then I'm good to go. I'll show you guys in a few minutes how you can actually swap them out for like a quick and easy day to night look if you want to do something more dramatic, because they are really easy to pop on and off too. So I'm going to put a link to these lashes in the description box below. You can get them at kissusa.com, but you can also get them in select stores like Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, and Ulta Beauty. That's where I've been purchasing mine because I have been wearing these nonstop. They've really changed the game for me, and I just love the idea of magnetic liner and lashes. They're so quick and easy. So I think you guys will love them. If you try them out, I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in either the comments or tag me on Instagram if you decide to try them out. So let me just finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll show you guys how I go from day to night. So for the brows, I'm just going to be using the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel, and I'm just going to run this through my brows and then let it dry completely. I love this product because it just helps to fill them in a little bit, but it also locks them into place all day long. Such a great option if you're in a hurry too, because you can define the brows with just a little bit of effort. While I was waiting for the brow gel to dry, I just applied a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes to tie things together. So next I'm going to go in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I have the shade Espresso, and I'm just going to use this to define my brows and fill them in a little bit. It stays in place really well, but it's not too intense. It's not overly creamy, which is why I think I like it, because a lot of brow pencils are just a little bit too creamy, so they kind of move around a little bit too much, but this one is the perfect texture. Next, I'm going to take the NYX Brow Tint Pen, and I also have the shade Espresso. And I'm just going to use that to define the brows a little bit more. And again, this one is perfect because it does last all day long. And I just kind of run this through the brows to make them a little bit darker, just slightly more dramatic. I feel like there's just something that a brow pen does that sorry, I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. That helps to create more hair-like strokes. You would think by now I could multitask and do my makeup and talk at the same time, but sometimes it's difficult, especially when it comes to like the eyes and the brows. So that's the difference between the two. Let me just do the other one. Okay, so to finish things up, I'm just going to take the Milani Baked Bronzer, and I'm just going to use this to bronze up my face on a very large fluffy brush. I feel like this is just a daily staple for me, because it's not over the top. It's just very soft and subtle. So I feel like it adds some warmth to the skin without being too much. For the cheeks, I'm going to be using this Buxom blush in the shade Seychelles. This is such a gorgeous color. It has like a really nice subtle sheen to it. So I love using this during the day. Sometimes I'll even just skip highlighter and just apply this because it gives your skin like a naturally glowy look. It also has like a nice bronziness to it, so I feel like it is the perfect like blush, bronzer, highlighter all in one. So even if I'm wearing bronzer, I'll still take the time to apply this, but I think for the day look, I'll just skip highlighter. I just applied a little bit of concealer and powder to that freckle on my nose, and now I'm going to apply my lip colors. So my go-to lip color for day-to-day is just the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF. So I'm just going to use this to line my lips and slightly fill them in. I always like wearing this no matter what lip color I'm wearing because it does help to define the lip line, and it's just very natural, but it kind of adds like a nice matte finish to the lips. So when I'm wearing anything on top, it stays in place a lot better. On top, I'm just going to be using the Tower 28 gloss in the shade Cashew. This is a really pretty sheer nude. It's just a really nice glossy, almost like a lip oil, but it's perfect for day-to-day because it's so comfortable and just adds like a nice amount of shine. So this is the first look. This is what I would do for like a quick and easy daytime look when I want my makeup to stay in place well and I want to actually sit down and do my makeup. I think I'm going to do like a 10-minute makeup video or tutorial soon and show you guys how I would do my makeup when I have like just 10 minutes. But this is a little bit more of like a simple, easy daytime look. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. I'll show you how I would take it tonight in just a few simple steps. Sometimes when you're like running around all day and you want to go somewhere at night as well and you just want to make it maybe slightly more dramatic, there are just a couple of things that you can do that are very simple. So usually if I'm switching my makeup from like day to night, I'll just kind of blot my skin, touch up my makeup with a little bit of powder, and then I will switch maybe just a couple of things. The nice part about these lashes is because they do pop on and off pretty easily, it's so simple to switch them out if you want a more dramatic style. So because there is no glue, these just come off very easily without pulling out any of your lashes. That's the trouble for me when it comes to regular regular glue and lashes. I've lost so many of my natural lashes, and I don't have that many, so I like these because they just pop off very, very easily, but at the same time, they stay in place all day long, so there's no issue with the longevity. So I think it's fun just to kind of gently remove them and then pop on a new style for date night. Now, before I do that, I'm just going to take a little bit of the darkest brown eyeshadow, and I'm just going to lightly blend that into the crease, just to make things slightly more dramatic. If I'm touching up my makeup, I usually won't take the time to like fully redo my eyeshadow because that's a lot of work, and I feel like eyeshadow will hold up well throughout the day, but sometimes I'll go in and just darken it up slightly. So as you can see, it's nothing too dramatic. If you really did want to switch it up, you could go in with a darker quad and really blend like a deeper smoky shade in the crease, but sometimes it's nice just to kind of touch things up and make them slightly more dramatic if you are kind of going on a date night or going back out at night. Then I'll usually just take a little bit more of the shimmer shadow and kind of touch that up too. Just being careful not to get any on the liner because I don't want to ruin that. I actually got the wing pretty good this time. Now I'm going to take the lashes in the style Tempt. These are a little bit more dramatic than what I was wearing earlier. So I think that these are the perfect way to kind of add drama to the look without too much effort. Again, these just lock into place very, very easily. I love these when I do want to have a little bit more of a dramatic lash on. This is what the difference between my natural lashes look like. No mascara on the top lashes versus with the lashes on. And then I'm just going to apply them to this eye as well and make sure they are locked into place. And I'm good to go. So this is the style Tempt. I love the style Tempt when I want something a little bit more dramatic. They look great with like simple eye makeup like I have on today, or if you do something more dramatic or colorful, that looks great too. But I love just kind of switching it up because I feel like it makes such a difference. So since I didn't apply highlighter, I am going to take a little highlighter. This is Golden Hour. Now this one is pretty dramatic, so it's not something that I always wear for like day-to-day makeup. But again, if I am going like day to night, I usually will take the time to apply quite a bit of highlighter. This one is like a really pretty pearly gold. I am dealing with a good amount of texture on my skin right now, just around my chin, on my cheek. Highlighter, no matter what it is going to kind of enhance that texture, but I do feel like this highlighter just kind of glides over the skin a little bit better than other ones. At night, I'll usually take a little bit on my nose, sometimes on my chin, and then I'm actually going to apply some to the inner corner too. So I'm just going to take some on a pencil brush and really enhance that inner corner for even more of a dramatic look. The next thing I'm going to do is switch out my lip color. So let me take this one off. For the lips, I still want to keep it neutral, but I do want to go a little bit deeper, maybe slightly cooler toned. So I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Cool BFF and just use this to line my lips and completely fill them in. I feel like other than the lashes, the lips will make the most dramatic difference if you're doing like a day to night look. I'm just going to be using the Bite Beauty Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Amaretto. So this one is like a nude color, but it's a little bit more dramatic than what I typically wear day to day. The nice part about this formula is that it will stay in place really well if you're using it on its own. It is not necessarily transfer proof, but it is more of a matte finish, so I do feel like it's a little bit more long lasting if you're talking and eating and drinking compared to like a cream lipstick or a gloss even. I kind of want to go even just a little bit darker. I have this lipstick from the brand Mented. This is number 5, and it's like a deeper brown. So I think I'm just going to lightly place that on top for a darker look. I like that because it gives a little bit of a cooler toned look. And then I'm actually going to apply a gloss. Even though I just said that one stays in place better without a gloss, I have just been loving lip gloss so much this year. So I'm just going to use the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Hot Chocolate, which is a really pretty sheer cooler toned nude. I think that's about it. So that's a very simple way to take it from day to night. Obviously, you could go a lot more dramatic. You could go brighter on the eyes, the cheeks, the lips. But for me, if I'm doing like a quick day to night look, if I'm stopping at home and I just have a few minutes, I don't usually have a ton of time to completely transform my makeup unless I'm going to wash my face and start all over. So this is just a simple way to switch it up, pop on some more dramatic lashes, switch out the lip, and I think it helps you feel like your makeup is slightly more dramatic without being too much or without taking too long. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, chatting with you. Let me know in the comment section below what type of look you want to see next on my channel. Maybe I can do like just a 10-minute makeup look because I do that a lot of days as well. And again, I will link the Kiss lashes in the description box below. I think you guys will love them. They are amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I'll see you guys very soon with a new one. Bye.